Go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so stoked for us to be here. We are jumping into day two of our first fast. This is the first fast of 2025. And when I tell you, God has been speaking like never before. I'm always grateful and honored when He is speaking to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just one of them people. My name is Trisha J. There we go. My name is Trisha J, and I am co-leader of True Seekers Assembly. We are a fasting and praying ministry, and so we fast the first 3 days of every month. We are wrapping up this one. We're right on day two of our first fruit fast for 2025, and I'm excited to be here. Y'all know, I keep saying it. Y'all know we are in year 5785, and our core scripture for this year is Isaiah 43, verse 19. This year is a behold year. So if you do intentions or you do one word resolutions, our collective word is behold. Okay. And it says, behold, I'm doing something new. Shall you not perceive it? Are you not seeing it? Do you not see this? Okay. Indeed is what one verse says, one version ESV, it says, I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. That's what we are walking into. That's what we're walking into for this year. So I'm super stoked for us to jump in here together again, because that's what we do. But I wanted to get on here and do day two because let's do this thing, okay? So if you're watching live, go ahead and type in live. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and type in replay. But one thing for sure, one thing for certain, two things for sure, I want you to take notes. If you are taking notes, and I'm trying to be quick because time. And I got a lot of things to do, and y'all should have a lot of things to do. So I'm not trying to be on here for hours and hours and hours. But if you're taking notes, and I hope that you are, I hope that you are. Uh, you can go ahead and title this the blueprint for 2025, or the blueprint of 2025. We are going to do something that I love to do. I did post a video. I think it was a quick one. I'll probably post one on YouTube that is longer, just about planning. And so we are going to plan purposefully this year. Yep, I said it. We're going to plan purposefully this year. I always try to make sure that I wrap up my year by doing certain things, but I also make sure that I start my year doing certain things. And so I want to just share those things with you, things that the Lord was showing me that we should be doing in this season. And to start off our year right. Man, I'm sorry. Sorry in advance. I'm pretty sure I'm going to step on some toes, and it's totally fine because I want to say it this way. Allow God and His plan for your life and His purpose to supersede your plans for your life, okay? If you know me, you know I am a planner through and through. But one thing I have learned to do is give my plans to God. I write my plans in pencil and I submit them to God. Here you go. Here go the plan. What you want me to do with this? Because we should be planning some things, right? And so I'll stick with our foundational scripture, which is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21. Many are the plans of a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. And you just got to know that. His purpose is what's going to prevail every single time. And so I want you to get to a space where you don't focus so heavily on what your plan is. If you just focus on God, you will understand that His purpose is always going to supersede your progress. Sometimes it'll accelerate your progress if you're doing what He's calling you to do, and it's in the right time frame, right? But focus on God's purpose over whatever plan it is that you have. Then you don't have to worry about stress. You don't have to worry about timeline. You don't have to worry about the pressure, right? because sometimes we have this pressure of, why aren't these things happening in my life? Why isn't this working out? I did all of the things, and that's just the seed time harvest piece. But if you just are wise enough and meek enough to yield your plan and submit it to him, I'm telling you, it is a game changer. Because one thing that you got to know is the Lord's plan will always prevail. It will always prevail. I don't know why I keep talking about this, but my parents didn't plan to have me, but the Lord's plan prevailed. And I can just look back time and time again. He shows me, like, no, no, I meant for you to be here. This is my plan for you. You are mine. Um, and so I just want to share that to encourage you and admonish you. But first thing that we are doing in this year, if you have not already done it, and you know our culture is big on, it's like an Olympics, like, I don't know, an Olympic season getting ready for the new year in the Black community. It's crazy all the things they say you got to do, and I'm just like, I'm not doing all that. I just, some of this sound like witchcraft. I'm not doing that. Okay, I don't need to eat greens and black eyed peas and all that. The year's still gonna do whatever the year need to do. Anyway, I'm not getting under no table, eating no grapes. All this witchcraft. Okay, but I do believe in having a clean house. And so I want to call that out. That's one thing that we should have, is a clean house in this season to come. And so what does a clean house mean? It doesn't necessarily mean, because I got boxes in my office right now as we speak. Um, so there's that. But by clean house, I mean pay attention to who gave you the things, the intention behind the things. Um, this is why I don't accept gifts from people too often. I have to know you and know your intention in receiving gifts. Um, yes, just cleaning. I just want to clean. That's it. Everything else, I'm not doing that. No man coming through the door, all that craziness. No. Just, I want a clean house. You need to look at cleaning your house. And by cleaning your house, I mean cleaning your house. Um, Cleanliness is next to godliness. I always bring up this book here because definitely I had some things I didn't even realize was like, oh no, you shouldn't have this. You should totally get rid of this. Spiritual house cleaning, for those of you who can't read backwards. Protect Your Home and Family from Spiritual Pollution by Eddie and Alice Smith. So I love that. And they brought up, like, getting little keepsakes when you go to different islands and that sort of thing. And they have spiritual connotation behind them. But because I know, sorry, I told you sorry in advance, because I'm getting in your business. Gifts that you got from your ex, you probably should be throwing away. Do they even like you? What's the gift giving in love? So you need to get rid of those things. Furniture, you name it. Bye. Trust God. But it's gotta go. It's gotta go. In this season, it's gotta go. You gotta have a clean house. You don't need that in your life. I promise you don't. But pay attention to the things that are just irking you. Ask the Lord to show you. He'll show you some things. I'm telling you, He will show you some things. Once you start seeing, like, dang, I didn't know they were praying over this stuff with sage and smudging it. No, I gotta throw this away. It's important to clean your house. Make sure that you are cleaning your house. When you don't clean your house, sometimes you deal with illnesses. Like, where did this come from? How am I sick all of a sudden? Sweep them kids' rooms. I'm telling you, my kids have been gifted things, and I've had to and have the conversation later. Like, you can't have that. You don't just accept gifts from anybody. But yeah. You feeling sick all of a sudden? Where did this come from? I don't know why this is happening. Clean your house. Sweep your house. Go into them kids' rooms to see what they got going on. I promise you. Ask the Lord to reveal it. You start having bad dreams. You start having nightmares. You're like, where's this coming from? I don't dream like this. What's happening? Chances are you need to clean your house. Kids acting up, behavioral problems. Go ahead and do a clean house sweep. go ahead and do a clean house sweep. Insomnia is another one. Now, it's two reasons for insomnia usually. It can be an attack, or shoot, sometimes sleepiness where you just can't help but sleep. But insomnia, getting back to that, sometimes it's because that's your watch time. You ask God for more time to pray. Boom. Now you can't sleep. Get up and pray. Pray for these people overseas. Pray for this house over here. And He'll give you the things to pray for. He will. So I just want to call it out. You start having problems with your partner, your spouse. I hope you just living with your spouse. You start fighting and arguing and all of that stuff. Sweep the house. See what's going on. You don't have peace. Sweep your house. Time to clean the house. Got to clean your house. If it's stinking, like, those foul odors, those are spirits. You need to clean your house. If you have a headache all the time, if you feel heavy, like you just feel a spirit of heaviness or you feel depressed, it's time to clean your house. I can't say it enough. You need to clean your house. It's time to get rid of all of the things that are cursed. Even if you don't know that they're cursed, this is why we have to pray and ask God, what is it that I need to do? What should I be keeping? What should I not be keeping? What needs to go? Take some time, mull over that, get rid of it. Get rid of the things. Ask the Lord what you need to get rid of. As we are purposefully planning, I just want to call out that Jesus absolutely will interrupt your plans. Okay, he will do that, and I call it a destiny interruption because that's what he does. But I want to also call out one more thing. As we're getting rid of all of the things, we hold on to things because of mammon. We hold on to things because we don't have a good money mindset. We don't think that God will restore the things that we lost. But He will. This is instruction. The Lord is calling us to build a financial ark. Okay? You have to make sure that you're building a financial ark. And so let's talk about ark in the Bible. And there is a specific ark, and I'm not talking about Noah's ark. I want to talk about Moses' ark. Yeah. Did y'all know Moses had an ark? Hmm? Did y'all know Moses had an ark? Yeah. He didn't build it, though. His mama built it. Moses' mama built an ark. And it is actually in Exodus. So let's go ahead and roll over to Exodus chapter 2. Exodus chapter 2. We're going to go to verse 3. And I am reading from the ESV version. And it says, "But when she could no longer hide him, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated it with asphalt and pitch. She placed the child in it and set it among the reeds by the bank of the Nile." This is an ark. Certain translations do call it an ark because it is an ark of bulrushes in the King James Version, and daubed it with slime, which we know to be, what is the asphalt, that black stuff? Tar. So that is the slime, and with pitch. And then she put the baby in. When you go to Noah, he's building an ark, and it has some similar things. But what is her name? Jochebed. Jochebed is Moses' mom's name. And so some of the things that she possessed that was very, very important for us that we would need in this season is insight. She was able to think ahead. She was strong. She was the leader of her family. And also, she raised leaders, strong leaders from her womb. And so, when you think about Jochebed, she had 3 babies. Yes, baby.
When after I eat,
Why are you laughing?
After I eat dinner, can I have ice cream?
Yes, sir. You could have asked Daddy that though. So Jochebed had 3 babies, and she birthed leaders. You got to ask God why you're birthing these babies, okay? That was big for me because I never wanted to have kids. I'm like, what am I doing with these kids? Who are they? What should I be raising them to do? Jochebed was a leader, but she produced leaders. She birthed leaders from her womb, and her first oldest was Miriam. Miriam was the prophetess. She was a leader in her own right. Moses was the baby that we're saving with this ark that she just built, and he was a prophet as well, and a leader among the people. He was the deliverer. And we have Aaron. Aaron is a leader and a priest. These were the things that she was working with. And so these are things that we should be focusing on in this season as leaders. What are things that you need to be producing from your womb that can help you financially and build an ark to sustain you? Because it's coming. It's definitely coming. But not only did she build the ark, she's the first woman to build an ark, right? We know about the Ark of the Covenant. We know about the ark that Noah built. But usually the ark is a symbolic move of, or a symbolic illustration of Christ preserving us. God wants to preserve you financially. And so you have to make sure that you are doing the things. As you are planning purposefully, what is it that you need to do to make more money? If you're not doing a podcast and you're supposed to be doing a podcast, you should be working on that and figuring out how to monetize that. If you're not on YouTube and the Lord said you're supposed to be on YouTube, you need to figure out how to do that and how to monetize that. If you need to be writing books, you need to be figuring out how to do that. Digital products, it's a market for it. You need to be figuring out how to do that and make money from it. Whatever it is, because everybody has a gift and a skill set that they can monetize on. Pray to the Lord and ask Him what that is for you, because you need to monetize it, and He wants to give you money so that way He can preserve you. Okay, I love that Jochebed married this Levite man who we don't even know his name. We don't even know his name. And the most important thing about him is that he carried the priesthood in his seed. And because he carried the priesthood in his seed, we get the 3 leaders that we get birthed from her womb. Okay? She is a person that is a strategist. She is getting strategy and insight from the Lord. You need to have this same type of mindset. You need to be getting strategy and insight from the Lord to protect you, to preserve you, to set you up for success in this season to come. Okay? Also, I would say about Jochebed is she's super responsible. I'm sure in this time where Pharaoh was going to, take out all the babies, a lot of babies were dying during this time. She thought enough to ask God for strategy and got this idea. Built the ark, because it's titled an ark in King James Version. And then she sends Miriam, the prophetess, she don't know she a prophetess yet, to watch that baby while he's floating down the river. Not only did she do that, it could have been an alligator or crocodile, anything could have eaten the baby. That's why she sent Miriam to watch him. And so she's watching from afar, and Pharaoh's daughter takes pity on him, picks him up, loves him, decides she's going to keep the baby as her own. What does Miriam do? I know somebody that can nurse this baby for you. Jochebed is his nurse now. She's also the mom. God set her up for success and gave her strategy that was not only helping her in the time of and an edict that was meant to take the promise from her, take her child from her. But now, in her righteous rebellion, because she was honoring God by not killing her child, this is why people feel so strongly about abortion. She honored God by not killing her child, and he made the provision for her. So not only did she do the brave thing, had insight, built the ark, got strategy, had her baby doing the things, watching. She was a leader. She was a quarterback. She tossed that ball, and Miriam ran the rest of the way and handled the business. Now she gets to watch her baby and get paid for it. This is her baby. As a slave, she's getting paid to take care of her own child. Tell me God's math don't be mathing. Because it be mathing to me. So we're cleaning our house this year. We are getting rid of all things that are cursed, whether we know it or not. We're asking God to reveal those things to us. We're renewing our mindset around money. As we renew our mindset around money, we are building a financial ark. We're asking the Lord what that financial ark is. Okay? This is what we're doing. Next up, you need to remember your dreams. Yeah, it's time to remember your dreams because the Lord is speaking. Do you remember what he's saying? I have a dream journal coming out at some point too. I need you to get to a space to where you are looking into what he's saying. Because in the dream, there are codes. Somebody said that in the dream, there are codes. Okay? And so, give me a second. I want us to go to Genesis 28. Because one person who understood the codes was Jacob. Jacob was a dreamer. Jacob was a dreamer unlike any other. And I love this story because Jacob, we're going to go to Genesis chapter 28. And we are going to go to verse 10. And I'm reading from the ESV version. Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran. He reached a certain place and spent the night there because the sun had set. So basically it's dark. He's tired. He's taking a nap. He took one of the stones from the place, put it there at his head, and lay down in that place. He dreamed. A stairway was set on the ground with its top reaching the sky, and God's angels were going up and down on it. The Lord was standing there beside him, saying, I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your offspring the land on which you are lying. Your offspring will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out toward the west, the east, the north, and the south. All the peoples on earth will be blessed through you and your offspring. Look, I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. He was afraid and said, What an awesome place this is. This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven. Early in the morning, Jacob took the stone that was near his head and set it up as a marker. He poured oil on top of it, shout out to him anointing it, and named the place Bethel, though previously the city was named Luz. Jacob made a vow, if God be with me and watch over me during this journey I'm making, if he provides me with food to eat and clothing to wear, and if I return safely to my father's family, then the Lord will be my God. This stone that I have set up as a marker will be God's house, and I will give you 1/10 of all that you give to me. And that's it, that's all. I love that he says this because Bethel means house of God. Bethel means house of God. But the dream. Actually, God told me to name this house Bethel before I even knew we were having this house. And this house is brand new. He told me when we were living in the other house. The next house is Bethel. And it almost happened similar like a dream fashion. I felt like I was getting up early in the morning. And I didn't know if I was awake or asleep. And that's what happened. But God gave him an opportunity to see what was going on, even though he was asleep. While he was asleep, God was showing him what was going on. And so that right there is everything, because the ladder is symbolic of a divine connection of God between the earth realm and the spirit realm. And so I always like to call that out, because remember, as we are doing our study on Sunday with Morning Manna, everything is spiritual. So you have to pay attention to the dreams that you're having, because everything is spiritual. And so this ladder is a symbol of divine connection. This is a gate. Remember, he said that there's a gate, and we always talk about gates. This is a gate into the spirit realm, but also it's a gate into the earthly realm as well. Okay, and so this is a divine connection that's happening specifically just for Jacob's family. And so God is giving him this dream to remind him of all of the things that he's trying to do in his life, and encourage him to, be obedient and fulfill his destiny, because God has a plan for him. Jacob makes the vow after the dream. After. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to your dreams. Remember your dreams. Write them down. Journal the dreams. Go through all your 5 senses. Last thing, let's go do a quick review. Clean your house. Get rid of all things accursed. Renew your mindset around money. Build your financial ark. Remember your dreams. Most important one, become more disciplined. Yeah, this is the year we got to become more disciplined. It's so important for us to become more disciplined because it really is make or break season. This is the season for us to build the things. This is the season for us to do a lot of things that sometimes we feel like we don't have the time. Sometimes we feel like we don't have enough. What you have enough right now is enough to get started. Right now. What you have right now is enough to get started. I want to make sure that you feel equipped, and you don't always feel equipped. And so you feel equipped by studying your word. Studying your word. Because remember, even though we plan purposefully, let's go to Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9 in the NLT version. It says, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. And it's so true. Because one thing about it is, you have to know that you can trust God with your plans, knowing that his plan for your life will always prevail. And he's always doing it to make sure that you see good in the latter end. That's it. That's all. To protect you and make sure you see good in the latter end. So I want to just admonish you in that respect, and make sure that you see it from that perspective. We have to plan purposefully. And so I hope that this is a good blueprint for you. We need to be reading our word, being, in our prayer closet more, fasting, turning over our plates. That's all facets of being more disciplined. Working on the fruit of the spirit, right? All the things. I hope that this blessed you. If it blessed you, please share with 3 friends. And we will be back on tomorrow. I'll make sure that you get this email, first thing in the morning. Because at 6, we turn over our plates again. So, I love you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I will see y'all again tomorrow night at, what's tomorrow, Thursday? 7:30. I'll see you 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's it. That's all. I love you. I mean it. Okay, bye.